According to health and pharmaceutical researcher Connor Stewart, the U.S. had an estimated 40 million cases of influenza during the 2023 to 2024 season, with a reported 28,000 deaths. This is a virus that we have been aware of for a very long time, so why are so many people still affected? Well, in this speech, I will present science-based information about the biology of influenza and the best ways to prevent infection. So learning more about influenza will better equip you to prevent infection and also limit the spread of the virus. My three main topics will be the information about the biology of influenza, how the influenza vaccine is made, and the best ways to prevent infection. So first, we need a little background on viruses and how they infect. So every virus has little proteins on their surface called antigens. And these antigens have different shapes because of the different proteins make different shapes. So basically when a virus infects the body, it invades the host, so the human in this case, their cells, and it starts making its own, it just basically hijacks the cell. So your body has the immune system, ways to fight against these viruses. So your body has something called antibodies that it produces after you have an infection. So most people know that after you get infected with a virus, you're typically immune to that virus from that point forward. And it's because your body remembers the shape of those specific antigens on the virus, so it can identify it and attack it before the virus has time to take over your body. So why is influenza different? Well, Nicole M. Bover and Peter Pulse, both at the Department of Microbiology at the Mount Sinai School of Medicine, gave an article representing antigenetic drift and antigenetic shift. So these are two different things that happens with influenza. So antigenetic drift is when point mutations happen in the genome, so the DNA sequence of the virus. So this is when little mutations, little discrepancies occur when the virus is replicating itself. And what that does is it causes the proteins, the antigens on the virus, to be different every year. So that's why when it invades your body, yes, your body has the antibodies, the things that recognize the virus from past years, but this is a slightly different one, so it can't recognize it. But the antigenetic drifts are not that drastic change from the antigen, so they're still pretty similar, so your body is still able to fight it off. It's not super severe, you're going to recover. So that's the common seasonal flu. But the antigenetic shift is when it's a greater mutation, so the antigen is completely different. This usually causes a serious pandemic. This was the cause of the 1918 Spanish flu, where so many people died because there is no human immunity for it in existence yet. So my second point is on the influenza vaccine, information on that, which is one of the most effective ways to fight against influenza. So a vaccine introduces the virus to your body in a dormant form so that your body can make those antibodies. So production of the influenza vaccine, they usually include 3 different strains of the influenza virus, and they use phylogenetic trees and evolutionary trees to predict which strains might be in circulation during that time. So a good match, a good vaccine, it's usually 49% to 60% effective, according to Joseph K. Agor at North Carolina State University and Osman Al-Zaltan, also at North Carolina State University. They gave an explanation on how the vaccines work through their article. And a bad match, so a bad vaccine if the World Health Organization did not predict the flu very well, then it could be as low as 19% effective rate. So people who get the flu shot will only 19% of the time be protected from it. So my last point is the best ways to prevent infection. So Michael G. Allen at the Department of Family Medicine at the University of Alberta highlighted how washing your hands is really the most effective way to prevent against influenza. And even gargling water is a great way to prevent because it cleans out your respiratory system. So Alex J. Mann at the H. Vivo Clinical Research Lab in the United Kingdom also tested on ferrets and discovered that intranasal spray vaccines can be almost as effective as injection vaccines. So in conclusion, the 3 topics covered were the biology of influenza, the influenza vaccine, and the best ways to prevent infection. So knowing more about influenza will help you prevent the spread of the virus and help prevent infection. Thank you.